Hi, this is Zach Mayer with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 13th of August. Starting off with the S&P, which is firmly ensconced in that rising trend channel from back in April. We've got the top of the channel there heading for 6650, in fact, which I suppose is end of September target, although the way things are moving at the moment, it looks like this market is fully capable of getting there by the end of this month. Clearly, we're helped by the prospect of peace between Russia, Ukraine, etc., etc. As far as the backdrop for the rise, we had a gap fill buy signal last week, and basically RSI rebounds at 50 or above since then. So those are all leading indicators on the upside and show or underline the strength of the market. So 66.50 or so by the end of next month or sooner. And we're looking for that while we're above the floor of the rising trend channel 63.25 at the moment at that April uptrend line. The Nasdaq is next, and here the feeling is, I suppose, that this is actually a relatively stronger market, but we've been looking for 24,000 for quite some time, very close to it now, so looking for that obviously in coming days, and then obviously the job is to try and find out what the next level to the upside would be. At the moment, not really much less than the line I've just drawn there. So resistance line projection there from back in January. That's heading for the 25,500 zone. But let's get to 24,000 first and then see how we feel about how things are going. In terms of the upside, ideally, we're still on the right side of 23,000 ahead of the move up to 25 if we can clear 24. Moving on to the stocks, and the situation here is we're starting off with a decent mover, which is Advent. And here you can see that we've got the shares bouncing off the lows, breaking recent neckline resistance around the $2.55 level, and looking for this market to make progress towards the 200-day moving average. That's currently near the $3.60 or $3.80 mark, in fact. And we're looking for that in coming days, especially if we can stay above the May-June resistance around the $3 mark. So the right side of $3, looking for 380 in coming days on Advent. Another situation worth noting is Atlantic International, and here we've got this falling trend channel. I suppose we've already broken the midline there around $2.35. Above that, looking for, I suppose, up to, again, $3.80, which is the area of the 200-day moving average and arguably the top of that falling trend channel as well from back in April. This stage, only well below the 200-day line, 209, would really scupper the idea of a turnaround, especially given the way that we've had bullish divergence at the start of August with the lower lows but higher RSI trace, or at least a similar RSI trace. Next on the list is Arcturus, and here you can see that got position, got potential turnaround here, but a rather slow one. But rising trend channel base, top of the channel there, probably along the lines of where I'm drawing at the moment, so towards $22. And looking for that by the end of next month, if we can clear the 200-day moving average or remain above it on a consistent basis over the near term. Stop loss at the moment, probably an end of day close back below the 50-day line, which is currently rising at $13.15. An interesting setup coming up next, and here you can see that we've got Cognition Therapeutics, nice rising trend channel there, a rising trend channel base there, $1.60. Looking for that by the end of this month while we're above recent resistance at around the 88 cents level. RSI 50 rebound, in fact, double RSI 50 rebound as well. And also the Golden Cross to start the week, 50 and 200-day lines rising when they crossed. GSI is next, and it is Gatekeeper Systems. Beautiful setup here. Well, it appears to be a beautiful setup here. We've got this sort of V-shaped rebound that we've had over the last few weeks. The top of the channel here heading for up to the $2 area, which I will just draw at the moment in a second. So heading up to $2. Looking for that by the end of this month, hopefully, while we're above with the $1.30 area, the floor of that channel. Moving along to a situation which hopefully will have legs, Frontier Group. And here we've got this fight. Well, we've got basically a double gap close buy signal there. So two gaps down, and we could just close both of them, which is obviously quite a feat towards $4, the $4.25 level. So the market closing just above that, so it's a double gap close signal. So on that basis, basically on that basis alone, we're looking for decent upside, possibly towards the 5 cents area, at least initially, and maybe the 200-day line up to $5.50 after that, sometime during the rest of August. Another situation which has merit is Lightbridge, and here you can see that we've got this rising trend channel from October last year. Top of the channel there, heading for $22, which we're looking for by the end of this month, especially while we remain above recent broken resistance at $15.70. Also helpful is the way that we've had these RSI bounces, not necessarily at the neutral 50 level, but quite close. That does suggest a strength, underlying technical strength there. And probably one could actually upgrade the top of the channel there towards $24. Maybe that could be an end of September target for that stock. Next on the list is Ondas, and here we've already had big progress, or good progress, within this rising trend channel, wide one there from the turn of the year. Top of the channel there, heading for $6, and we're looking for that as soon as the end of this month, especially while we remain on the right side of that gap floor there at around the $3.80 mark. So hopefully Ondas will deliver the goods. On to a stock which is probably the star of the show at the moment, and here you can see that we've got massive unfilled gap to the upside. We were actually only looking for the shares here to head up to the $4.40 area. Obviously, we've overshot the runway by considerable distance and take a bow as well, and all the adulation. But let's see how the shares move over coming days. On to the last two. The first one is 3D Systems, and here, rising trend channel base, hoping for the top of the channel there towards $2.70, hoping for that by the end of this month, while we remain above the July resistance around the $2.18 level. Finishing off with Telos, and here you can see that we've got this market moving along quite nicely, if I can get it on the charts. So here it is, TLS. Massive vertical move there, massive rising trend channel as well. That's heading for $6.80. We're looking for that by the end of this month, especially while we remain above the old November resistance, $4.83 on an end-of-day close basis. Hopefully the shares will give a little bit more upside, even though they've already done very well over the near term. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.